Welcome to the Local Marketing Source Weekly Update, brought to you by localmarketingsource.com.
This week's Local Marketing Update is brought to you by Scott Gallagher. Scott is the co-founder of Local Marketing Source and has become the recognized expert in providing online marketing services to local businesses. Follow Scott on Twitter at ScottGallagher5 and on Facebook.com/ScottPGallagher.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Scott Gallagher here with Local Marketing Source, bringing your weekly local marketing industry update. You know, every once in a while, a few things happen in this industry, and other times not so much. So this week, I've got a few different things to talk about, have a little bit of fun. There was a little bit that happened within the industry in the last week. Not so much, not of anything of too much interest. You know, Google's got some changes on their SERP. We're going to talk a little bit about those changes on the SERP. And some new verification process that's just been released by Google, so you can verify your listings a little bit easier. Now, not to try to waste your time or spin your tires or whatnot, but I do try to offer value in this. And since we're here talking about marketing agencies and going out and getting some business, I thought I would just share with you some of the activity and results that you could foresee when you put your time together. And you know, we're talking business to business sales and generating those leads. So sit back and enjoy, guys. If you've got any questions, just go ahead and type it into the box. I'm going to take a quick little break after the update and answer any questions that you might have, or just let me know if you have any problems in audio or whatnot. I'm actually hooked up to my lavalier mic today, which I don't normally hook up for these calls, but I probably should, which is nice because I can pace around the office. It's not Bluetooth. You know, I have an investment in Bluetooth headsets, and they are garbage. I spent $100 a pop on these Logitech Bluetooth headsets, and you can't use them. All right. Let me just take a quick look to see if there's anybody that's got some questions thus far. You know, I'm going to look over at my partner here, and he's been reading to me an excerpt out of a book every morning, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. And it's the book is called Rhinoceros Success. And I'm thinking, you know, the value that we get in each morning, I should probably come out and read you the same passages once a week that we talk about, or pick one of my favorite ones throughout the week. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. I tell you what, it's just fantastic. It's a lot of fun. But let's get going here. You know, there's been some changes in the SERP layout. Like, this is the first time that there's been a change in the SERP layout. You know, Google started as an organization that had organic listings, and they were predominantly organic, and now we're seeing more and more real estate utilized by AdWords and whatnot. And that's obvious. I mean, it's about the money. And that's where Google's made their money. And this little thing called AdWords has made Google the fastest growing company in history and the richest company in history. Amazing. Who would have thought that? That was 15 years ago. When they wrote that algorithm, they did not suspect that they were going to be some of the richest people on the planet within 5 to 10 years after starting that business out. But it's amazing. So, you know, with some of these changes, really what it's doing is it's moved, you know, they are testing having 4 spots now above organic, which has pushed organic down below the fold a little bit. And, you know, I've tried different keywords and different searches, and I'm having a hard time reproducing all 4. If you put in a geomod and get some big name cities, then you can start to replicate that, but that's not always the case. I'm also finding that some of these new searches are also based off of the industry. So if it's the attorney industry was, I'm doing some searches here because I'd like to replicate it. Yeah, the attorney industry with some of the largest cities, I was able to replicate while signed in. But not signed out. So I think what's happening right now is what we're seeing is some testing. Uh, it's a tough balance for Google. Let's face it, they make money on one side, but it's the other side that has gotten them to a place to make that money. As if that makes any sense. Organic got them the exposure. Free got them the exposure. Free got them in front of millions and millions and millions of people so they can then turn around and start to charge. But the moment that they replace that free service, and we haven't seen that in history very much. Maybe a little bit with Yahoo, but Yahoo's demise is very, very different. Bing as well. So it's not, we really don't have anything to compare Google to. But one thing that we do know is that if they advertise too much, is it's going to push people away. So there's that fine line, and that's really what they're trying to figure out. So albeit organic SEO lost a little bit of real estate, it's not effective so much in our industry with local, when you're dealing with local businesses, because you've got local Google Local that has pushed down the organic results as well. You follow me with that? E-commerce stores are tending to lose out to advertisers. But what is e-commerce? It's retail online. Local business is not necessarily retail online. It's more of an informative aspect. A website's there to give them information. So take a watch out for that. Take a look for that. I do have faith that Google is going to do the right thing in light of their business, because free is very, very important. Now, moving on, Google has made some updates to the way that we can verify listings. So some of the Google My Business is surfacing with an option to verify online. So by telephone, by mail, or by online. And I think I'm going to assume what Google is doing is, they've given enough authenticity to a root URL. And if they do, then you can verify via website by uploading a file and having Google verify that you have ownership of that website. But it's not readily available today for most businesses. And even with those, with common login and long out verified search consoles, we're not even offered this option. So I think some testing's going on, and hopefully we're going to see that, because it takes a long time to verify a business via mail. So that comes to the conclusion of the updates this week. Halfway through my call, sometimes I think that I hit the recording button, and yeah, I did, fortunately. So there hasn't been a lot of updates this week, but I do want to share with you that my activity with the agency has gotten back into the field for the current situation I'm in, and working with another individual to get them up to speed. And I'm reminded of the fact that sales comes down to the numbers. It comes down to volume, and we know that. And you guys know I've spent a lot of time and money in the last couple of years building automated systems, building an autoresponder, automating a evergreen webinar, doing paid advertising by targeting doctors and schools, and I've generated opt-ins, and I generated attendance for webinars. It was and I got some activity from it. However, it doesn't replicate old school. And I don't think that there's anything that's going to replicate old school, at least in my lifetime. And what I mean by that is that nothing beats, direct mail is a very good conversion tool. It converts a heck of a lot higher than anything online. And that's somewhat old school. What I mean by old school is literally picking up the best tool you have, and that's your phone or your feet, and getting out there. And, business to business sales are pretty general, that, you speak to enough people, you're going to get the conversions, and looking at what those are. And, I always say that you need you need to get at least 3 meetings, 3 closing meetings that move to a proposal stage to close 1 client. Of course, some people are going to have different conversions and whatnot, but even go as high as double that to 6. And when I talk to people and say, well, it's feasible to get 1 client a week, they're like, okay, and they start to do the math, and the value of 1 client. Well, let's say you keep them for a year and you charge $1,000 a month. That's that's a $12,000 client. It's 12 grand each lead coming in. One a month or 1 a week is $48,000 in a month. It'd be pretty nice for you to say, I made $48,000 this month. Holy crap! So if you're getting 1 client a week, that's the ballparks that you're working in. You could say you had a $50,000 month. Now you do that consistently for 12 months in a row. Yes, you're going to be billing 50 grand every single month before you wake up in the morning. And what is this? What type of activity does this mean? Well, business to business books say, and I know this off of 22 years of business to business sales experience, that you meet with and give 3 people proposals. You're going to close 1 as long as they're qualified. I said, let's assume that we double that. So you're looking at getting 6 appointments over a 7-day period. People say it's hard. I'm sorry, I hadn't been in the field for a couple of years, so I wasn't as firm and direct. The next time that you say that to me or somebody says that to me, I'm just going to say bullshit. What we teach, getting in the door, I probably visited, I don't know, 30 offices, walked into 30 offices, and have walked out with 7 meetings. That's not even picking up the telephone to follow up on any of those 30 offices that are visited. As long as you have proper planning, what does that take to visit 30 places? 2.5 days, maybe 3 days total of out in the field, maybe a day of planning, so 4 full days. And based off of that activity that, I see with my feet on the streets, I'm no better than you guys. I'm just your average Joe. Mark my words, you get those appointments, you're going to get the closes. All about the appointments. You get in the door. That's the hardest part in this business. Everything that we do, the hardest part is getting in the door. And as long as you can get in the door, you're going to get the conversions. So when I'm seeing conversions like I've seen in the last 5 days, it just reinstills my confidence in the ability of the process and the sale process and commanding the revenues that you choose to command. Everybody is trying to digitize, and man, I have 4 niche-based autoresponder channels that I wrote each one individually. They run for 90 days, and I believe there's 21 emails in each one. That's 85 emails that have pieces of content attached to almost every single email. Videos, PDFs, blog posts. And then I spent money on driving ads. The click-through rates on my Facebook ads were through the roof. And the reason why I say the click-through rates were through the roof, I was getting 5 and 6% click-through rates. That's almost unheard of. But it was a highly targeted list. It was targeted to chiropractors that graduated from specific schools. And I customized each ad to say, hey, you're a Parker grad, you're a Palmer grad. They taught you about this, but didn't teach you about that. And I got the clicks, and I got the opt-ins. We got the attendance. But again, you need massive numbers. So for 200 leads, I probably spent $500-600. I'm going to guess. it's $3 an email address. It's pretty awesome. I remember when I went face to face and I went to trade shows, and it would cost me between $2,000 and $5,000 to get to a trade show. And I would walk out with 50 cards, and over the course of the next 30 days, I would close 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 clients. But that's not that bad of a return now, is it? If I got one client, I broke even. Every client after that made that event profitable. Well, some of these trade shows only have 150 attendees. And boom, you can generate 3, 4, 5 clients from that because you've met with everybody and everybody's physically seen you. But I could have the exact same number of leads that have driven through all my autoresponder channels, my opt-ins, my engagements there. All the numbers are there. I know the online game because I run Local Marketing Source, which is entirely online. So I know all the numbers are there. But because you never saw the person face to face, your conversion to go from a lead to a prospect is significantly lower. So I guess what I'm saying is get out there. And I'm thankful for those experiences because I'm just reconfirming what I know about sales. And it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel awkward. But it's never scared me. I'll walk in anywhere. So I thought I would share some of those details with you all today. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a quick little break, 30 seconds, and I'll be right back and answer any questions that you might have. I don't know why the live attendance is light today, but it is. Maybe because we have our workshop coming up this weekend.
Well, thanks for watching the Local Marketing Industry Update. We've got these things coming out every single week, so if you liked with what you heard, just click the button right above me right here to subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get a little bit more, right over here, go check out localmarketingsource.com. We've got free reports that you can grab. You can even register for a free marketing course to get in and see the portal. Or just go ahead and follow us on some of the social channels. We'll be around. Until next time.